Yep, I think you guys have the injury report. So we'll list Jacob Phillips as questionable. And then Denzel Ward and Taki weren't out there. We couldn't get them cleared fast enough as close contacts. But they will we'll have them in the building tomorrow. With that, I will take any questions.
Thank you, Coach. The first question will come from Jake Trotter.
Hey, Kevin, what's the latest with Chubb and with Teller?
Yeah, Teller's not on the injury report. I don't think we listed him as anything, so he's ready to go. Nick, I still want to huddle up with Nick and the coaches and Joe Sheehan and the medical staff and make a determination. Have not had a chance to do that just yet. Just walked off the field.
Thank you, Jake. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot next.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about, dodging the scare and what this day was like today to have to kind of, regroup and do everything you had to do in the face of this COVID?
Yeah, Mary Kay, we just try to follow all the protocols to a T. We met virtually this morning, which we were doing already. We just basically had to push back the day a little bit. But, it's obviously every single day it's part of how we operate. And, I think also a big part of this is not having a high risk close contact is really a main goal of ours moving forward every day. So it's something we take very seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We'll go to Jeff Shadell for our next question.
Kevin, along that lines, it seems to me that it was a disruption, but like from here, it looks like things went kind of smoothly. Like you guys had all these contingencies planned for something like that.
Yeah, Jeff, you have to. This is 2020. Things are going to come your way, and you got to react. So I think our team is used to that. And like you said, we got our work in, got all the reps we were supposed to get. Just was a little bit darker out there.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up is Tony Grossi. Sorry, Tony, your line got muted by mistake. You go ahead, hit unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we have you.
Kevin, is the reason there weren't close contacts because because of the Saturday incident? Were you guys in remote
the intensive protocol?
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Was that fortunate timing for you?
I think that's one way to look at it, Tony. I also think, regardless of the intensive protocols, we've moved to virtual for all of our meetings. The mask wearing is mandatory, like it is in every building. So we've tried to go above and beyond the protocols, and I think that's really where you need to be in this environment.
And could you say, with Tretter on the team and on the premises, is he helping keep an eye on things at all, or is he just a center in your mind, a player in this whole thing?
I don't want to say he's just a center. He's also a husband and a soon-to-be father. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think JC is a big help for us when it comes to all of this, honestly. A lot of conversations over the months with JC and getting his insight into this because he has a unique perspective. So, yeah, I lean on him a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Next up is Daryl Ryder.
Yeah, Coach, Tony kind of stole my thunder regarding those intensive protocols. Considering you had an offensive lineman and those guys worked together so close, do you almost feel fortunate that you didn't have those high-risk contacts? And going forward now, be it tomorrow, Sunday morning, how concerned is the organization still that something else could pop up before the game Sunday?
Daryl, I think we just got to maintain the diligence that the organization has shown throughout. This is no different than all the other 31 teams are dealing with things like this and trying to follow the protocols. So that's kind of how we take it day by day, make sure we're doing everything we can to keep everybody safe.
You had a practice disruption during training camp. Do you think that actually might have benefited you when you look at how you guys were able to handle today?
I don't know, Daryl. That was so long ago. I just know we've changed the schedule on our players about 500 times. and so they roll with the punches. They know that's kind of how things go.
Thank you, Daryl. Scott Petrick, you have our next question.
Hey, Kevin, just curious, the reason that Denzel and Sione weren't cleared with the rest of the guys, is that because they're close lockers to the, the guy that tested positive, or was there a reason for that?
Yeah, ultimately they were cleared, but yeah, it was a proximity thing. But they, after working with the league and the third party that investigates these type of things, it was everybody followed the rules.
And following up with the question about Nick Chubb, you guys have to make that decision obviously before the game. Has there been anything this week that you looked at and gave you pause to whether or not he was going to be ready to go?
No. So I guess to answer that though, I should say no. But we're going to do what's best for Nick, what's best for the Browns.
Thank you, Scott. Back to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was asking about Nick as well. So if I can just follow up on that a little bit. It seemed like he was on pace. I mean, he took the brace off and he practiced without the brace, I think, today. And I watched him practice yesterday without it. Did he make the kind of progress that you wanted to see? What do you still need to happen before you feel comfortable getting him on the football field on Sunday?
Yeah, Mary Kay, like you said, we wanted to use each one of these days and see how he responded each day. He hit all the benchmarks, so it's just a matter of making sure we're all on the same page and make sure that he's ready to go. And if he's ready, he'll be out there. And if we feel like he's not ready this week, we'll make that decision.
And do you have any kind of a gut feeling about it or anything like that?
No, I just, the reason I say that is I just haven't had a chance to sit down with Joe and Nick and the coaches. So I'll let that conversation happen first.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Tony Grossi, back to you.
I'm sorry, Mary Kay stole my thunder, so I have no further questions.
Thank you, Tony. Marla Ridenour, you have our next one.
Yeah, Coach, you said, you guys are kind of able to bounce back, but I'm just wondering, did this affect how your energy at practice? I mean, was everybody, how did you handle this on the field? How did they look?
Yeah, Marla, yeah, it didn't affect the energy. I thought the guys did a great job. I think they were locked in and they were probably sick and tired of sitting around all day.
And will the weather factor on Sunday have anything to do with the Chubb decision?
I don't think so, no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. Nate Ulrich, you're up.
Hey, Coach, do you have somebody who you feel comfortable with as your sixth man on the offensive line? I mean, I know Hubbard had been so valuable for you guys in that role.
Yeah, I think we'll be covered with Kendall Lamb, with Nick Harris. I think we'll be okay.
Okay. And Wyatt Teller, I know you said, he's not on the injury report, good to go and everything, but what's your final kind of thoughts or recap on how much Wyatt Teller looks like Wyatt Teller as he comes back?
Yeah, I mean, he practiced well this week, and then it's a matter of going out and playing a full 4 quarters worth of it. So he looked like Wyatt Teller in practice, and then we get to get him out there on Sunday, and he's got to do the same.
Did you get him up to full participation?
I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Darrell Ryder, you have our next question.
Hey, Coach, regarding Sunday's game, when you look at Houston's offense, all the attention really is on kind of Cooks and Watson and Fuller. But when you look at that unit as a whole, they seem to be pretty well balanced, similar to what you've tried to do in Cleveland with this offense. Could you just touch on what you see from them, aside from those big 3 guys, as far as, just how dangerous they really are?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. The whole receiving core, Cobb, the tight ends are all big players that are, physical in the run game, able to get open in the pass game. I think we'll see obviously a lot of Duke Johnson, but I think it's the whole is really impressive. They're able to play multiple personnel groups because of their depth there.
Thank you, Darrell. We'll go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, as you enter these, critical second half of the season, is there anything more that you guys can ask of Miles than what he did in that first half?
Well, I think we've talked about this before. We expect a lot from him, and he's well aware of that. So, yeah, I expect him to keep working, keep grinding, and he's going to get a ton of attention on Sunday and every game here on out. But we have high expectations for him, and I believe Miles also has those high expectations of himself.